If you want to see more videos and interviews like this from influential people in tech, finance, and sports, subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the bell to be alerted. And go a step further and join the YouTube and membership area for early releases of videos like this. I'm out of here. Ha! Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another Kicking It session. Today I've got my guy Jeremy Bourne from BTC Origins. I'm very excited to talk to him today about NFTs and that whole world, man. Jeremy, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to my man Rob for the hookup, man. He's like, yeah, we definitely want to get him on and kind of share, you know, the story of BTC Origins and what you guys are doing, the art you guys. As I was talking to you before we went live, the artwork, man. Who's doing your artwork?
Yeah, man. And Nathaniel Leo, who is from Mute Illustration, is doing the artwork primarily, and he's incredible. He's a beast, man. He pumps things out super quick, number one, but number two, it's the artistic take on it in conjunction with working with Paul Jenkins, which is another guy on our team, that one of the more famous comic book writers out there, creating the concepts and designs. Paul's new, so you know his inspiration is going to come really in moment two release. But Nathaniel really dove down deep. He wasn't even really from crypto and blockchain. And the fact that he dove deep into the technology, really wanted to understand what the point of the Bitcoin paper, white paper was, and all these interesting moments led him to really grasp a concept and put designs together in conjunction with myself and the team, giving hints in terms of important things to include that would really appeal to the Bitcoin audience. It turned out to be something like really incredible. I've never seen art like this in the space, and I think
Me either. Me either. Yeah. So let's back up. I want to just kind of have everyone get a formal introduction from you, Jeremy. Kind of tell everyone your background, how you got into this whole crypto thing, and even more importantly, how did NFT, that NFT thing kind of capture your attention?
So yeah, I've been in technology for quite a long time. Mobile game design, mobile app development, did some games in that space, and was in digital marketing for quite a while prior to this, and the creation of my past company, Coin Genius, which still runs today, which is analytics for cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
It's really interesting to see what we've done and how the space has evolved. I've been in since pretty early, well, I say early, but in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty late. I didn't listen to my friend in 2013 and 14 and didn't get it. And it really finally clicked for me in 2016. And that's really
what made it click for you in 16? What was that moment?
When
was it price related or was it something less superficial?
It wasn't even price related. It was the fact that my buddy told me blockchain is the next thing. And, it's the next thing in the sense that you can put art on the blockchain. And I said, what the heck do you mean you can put art on the blockchain? What does that even mean, right? He couldn't even eloquently explain what that even meant. So I was like, you know what? People keep talking about this. I need to just dive in. So as soon as I dove in and understood that this is empowering people to be able to hold the keys to their financial future, and it's in a decentralized manner where there's no centralized governing party. I mean, it blew my mind in a way to where I realized that the world was already moving in this direction from a digital marketing perspective, and working with some of the top Fortune 500, 100 brands out there. I mean, I've been preaching this to them for quite a while, which is marketing is moving from mass market or single message from a brand to multiple people to more one-to-one marketing, right? The whole world was shifting to one-to-one directionally, right? Which means that the people wanted what they wanted, and you as a brand had to accommodate for that, and you had to give them customization and whatever the case may be. So with that trend, I saw that translating extremely well into the cryptocurrency and blockchain world and this new decentralized world that they were hypothecating for. So I thought that this made sense. And then you look at the whole macroeconomic, side of things, and realizing like where the world is, this deterioration of trust, was prevalent throughout the entire world. And to me, just something clicked and it made sense. And I said, you know what? This is going to be the tool that the people use to be able to level the playing field, so everybody finally has a fighting chance to participate in this, global economy.
You mentioned that one-to-one relationship now that brands will have. So does that make it harder for a brand, or do you think that makes it easier for a brand ultimately?
Yeah, it makes it a lot harder for brands, right?
That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
They definitely have to innovate. They have to innovate with technology. That's where, you know, in the past job, you know, doing digital marketing, you know, we were really focusing a lot on AI and machine learning and doing unique things to be able to help automate a lot of these processes. But it's also understanding fundamentally who you're marketing to. That's really important. And that translates really well to a lot of the things that we're doing in Bitcoin Origins, is that we wanted to appeal to a very specific subset of the audience, which is Bitcoiners and Bitcoin believers, and even people that don't know anything about Bitcoin, and bringing them in and helping use the artistic assets and the animations and all these great things, the shiny object, as a tool to be able to help educate people about why Bitcoin was created, why it exists, and where it's going in the future. And that is a big undertaking, but it's something that my team and I are very excited for moving forward.
So tell us a little bit about the company. How did it come about, Bitcoin Origins? Tell us that whole backstory, and how many people do you have actually on your team?
Yeah, so the original concept came from a company, Coin Genius, that we have. I'm the CEO and founder of. We put together multiple conferences in light of COVID because we saw this lack of connectivity in the blockchain and crypto space, where everybody had to stay home and everybody was very used to meeting and having conversations at these in-person conferences like Consensus, et cetera. And those didn't exist anymore. So we decided to put on one of the first virtual conferences for the greater community. And one of the topics happened to be obviously COVID related and all the stuff that was very prevalent at the time. But one of the panels was NFTs, because I was very interested. I saw something happening in the space and it was moving very quickly, and there was innovation that I didn't understand, kind of similar to that of DeFi with farming. It's like when you first hear about it, it just blows your mind. You just feel like you're stupid. You know what I mean? Yep. It's like, how do I understand and grasp this stuff? So I just decided to apply myself and really understand deeply about the technology and the protocols and how you build these NFTs. Because, you know, in terms of what I saw, you talk about like Garbage Pail Kids, which we had Tobin Lent, which is the general manager and global GM for Topps Digital, put out GPK, Garbage Pail Kids, on the Wax blockchain. Yeah. I missed that first release. It sold out in 27 hours. I was like, oh, that's really impressive. Then they did it again. They sold out in an hour. Then they did one with William Shatner, sold out in 9 minutes. Then you get Blockchain Hero selling out in seconds. So I just saw this thing just rising like the hockey stick of growth, just so quick. And then you talk about the virtual worlds where, you know, a few guys on the panel, Joel and Travis from Bad Crypto, were showing the virtual worlds and talking about crypto voxels and talking about Decentraland, and the fact that there's so many people and avatars in those worlds that in the most populated areas, these people were renting or leasing out space in a virtual world, which I just couldn't even comprehend. And I just said, isn't that crazy? How is that even possible? And they said, well, if there's a good amount of traffic and people are going there, as an artist or a brand, why would you not want to put a banner there? And I just said, wow, this is game changing. This is the future. And we have to get in and we have to dive in a big way. Whenever we do something, we don't do it half-assed, but like we really dive in. So it was on me to not kind of like bother anybody around me, just like really dive deep and create a concept that I thought was unique, novel, and different. I'm a massive Bitcoin fan. Obviously, like none of us would be here without the creation of Bitcoin. So I was like, this is where we're going to start. And I had to create a concept that I thought would be differentiated enough to really speak to people that are outside the NFT space, as well as people that are inside. So that's kind of how I created Bitcoin Origins. It's paying homage to the most historic moments in Bitcoin's history. Because for me, when you do anything with marketing or you do anything with visual assets, there has to be an emotional tie. And think about the times that you've either heard of, or even if you came late to the game, you've definitely read about Mt. Gox, you've read about Silk Road, you've heard about the white paper, you've heard about the forks. I mean, there's so many things that have happened that evoke some sort of emotional response in us in Bitcoin's history. And I wanted to immortalize those moments in a unique and very scarce digital card set in NFTs.
Nice. So if you go to Bitcoin or BTCorigins.com and then you click and click the buy button or shop now, you'll get a screen like this, as you guys can see on the screen. Kind of walk us through what this means, and because if you hover over each one, you guys will be able to see some details about this, the base rarities and all of that. Kind of explain that, Jeremy, to us.
Yeah, sure. So this is very unique in the sense that we're releasing one moment at a time, because again, for us, it's about quality over quantity. So you can see it in the art. It's high quality art. These are very rare. So this is not like a traditional card or pack set that you've seen on the Wax blockchain, where it's, 200,000, 250,000 cards. Like, we're releasing less than 1,000 cards per each moment. And in total, it's probably going to be less than like 70,000 cards in the entirety of the set. So very scarce. This is for a very specific subset of the audience. And we want it to be more art than it is a collectible card, right? We want people to want to hold on to these. I mean, this is, for us, it's a piece of Bitcoin history. So how we broke it up is into 3 different blocks for this first release. You have a 1 megabyte block, 2 megabyte block, and 4 megabyte block. The 1 megabyte block specifically ensures you 1 base card. And a lot of people, feel like for the price, it's rather expensive. But once again, it's the scarcity of it, right? Of these cards. There is not that many cards in existence, number one, comparatively. Number two, we did a lot of research ahead of time and did a lot of promotional cards, and those cards are going for extremely high amounts, anywhere between $60 all the way to $2,500 on the secondary markets. So people understand that scarcity factor. And number three, it's really about the art. And this is more than just a traditional artistic NFT. This is an experience, and we can get into that in a second. So this 1 megabyte block, you get 1 guaranteed card, and then you get a chance for an airdrop death card. And the death card, if you go back to the top left corner and click on the homepage, I can kind of walk through some of the cards in moment one. So if you scroll down there you go. So this is the white paper creation, moment one. So as you can see across the top, there's 3 artistic representations of each moment. So you see 3 different artistic takes of the same moment of the white paper creation. One is a more whimsical creation moment called the creation. The second one is Satoshi in his basement with all the inspiration that inspired the creation of the Bitcoin white paper. That one's called Solitude. And then the one on the far right is that anonymous mass, this notion that Satoshi is being rebellious and creating some sort of rebellion against fiat currencies in the traditional financial system. And that's representative of that third one over there, and that's called Rebellion. And then we have multiple variations of each of these cards. As you can see, the Genesis, open source, Lightning, those are all static. And then you can see the SHA-256 on the bottom left there, and then the Anonymous are the animated versions of their cards. And there's a lot less. Those are highly scarce cards. And then if you look on that right there, that's the death card insert that you can only get in the 1 megabyte block. There's only 21 of them in existence, and they're randomly airdrop to people who open one of the blocks. And the death cards for me are really important because these are highlighting all of the times that the media has officially declared Bitcoin is dead. Nice. We all know that this has happened many times. Yeah. Many people have done this. This is the first one at Bitcoin at 23 cents. The underground economists basically said Bitcoin was dead and it wasn't going anywhere. And guess what? We made a card to highlight that moment as we're sitting here at 15,000 for Bitcoin right now. So these are going to be really important moments. And once again, it's aimed to educate people about what happened from the inception of Bitcoin until now.
Yeah, so I love the motif. I love the, like you say, you're creating that feel, right? That's that element that is, in many cases, not seen in this space yet. So I think you guys are really trying to push that forward. So why, there are a number of blockchains to pick, right? Why did you guys go with this particular blockchain, Wax?
Yeah, that's a good question. So Wax is, it's a really fast blockchain. You're talking about ease of use, in terms of the transaction fees. Ethereum obviously has struggled a little bit in terms of transaction fees. They're very high, and you
ain't got to tell me that.
Yeah, so I mean, the gas fees for an item, you're paying a lot of money to transfer a particular item. And at the end of the day, like, we have a relationship with Wax. They've gone to a lot of our conferences, they've contributed a lot, and I've really gotten to know the people there. They're so supportive. The people over there, like William and Jazzy, and I know Evan left, but he was there before and was really supportive of everything we were doing. They really got behind this project and they really wanted to see it to come to fruition. So in conjunction with them and EOS Detroit on the development side, we were able to bring this thing to fruition in a quick manner, like we would like. We really were working on this. This is one of those rare startups to where you have an idea and somehow in like 30 days later, you have an entire product and you've launched because you have so many people that have rallied behind you to make it happen. So I couldn't have done this without the team, the artists, and all the support from people like Wax. Going back to the Wax blockchain, they put a lot of time effort and money into building out the infrastructure for their wallet and their technology. They partner with Atomic Assets to create a really good experience, I would say. But this is where we decided to start. It's not to say that this is where we're going to ultimately end. I know Wax, as an example, is really getting into the DeFi space and eventually moving into an Ethereum-based token. And then they're building a bridge, so they're appealing to Ethereum people that can buy their Ethereum-based token, and they're building a bridge to where they can actually transfer those to their Wax P token on the EOS blockchain, and be able to purchase all these things and get a low transaction fee. So that to us is very interesting, and that's a model that we potentially want to grow with. But we're always exploring, and we're always just trying to figure out, like, where is our audience, like where are the people at that really appreciate this project. And what we found on Wax is that the people that are accustomed to using Wax and are buying NFTs on Wax absolutely love this project, and have incredible feedback for us.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Rob told us, he was like, yeah, I got BTC Origins, they need something up in like 2 minutes. And I'm like, what? And they did it. I mean, it looks really good. We did a good job with the site and everything, and the functionality part of it. But again, I think really what does it is the art. That is the thing that really intrigues me the most, man. I think you guys are doing a great job with that. So tell us about, I do want to talk about this Atomic Assets. You talked about it. Kind of give us, the background behind that, and you guys selecting that as the venue to sell.
Yeah, so actually the sale, the cool thing is on our site, right? So you can go to Atomic Assets, and you can actually, trade, and you can look at your inventory. But
but you can buy it directly on your site, right?
Yeah, the point is to see everything that you have on btcorigins.com. You can actually open the blocks there as well, which is great. And then if you want to sell on secondary markets or trade with anybody else, then you can go to Atomic Hub and actually facilitate that.
So if I'm a new person to crypto, right? Or not crypto, but NFTs more likely. I'm probably a person already in crypto, but I'm looking to get into this new world. What would be your suggestion to those individuals as far as what NFT packs should they go for? Should they go for packs? Should they go for individuals? Should they go secondary market? Kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, this space is growing rapidly, and I would say that it's really about just exploring and figuring out what makes sense for you. Some people are collectors, some people are flippers, to where they're just buying them as early as possible and flipping them for a price, a higher price. So it really just depends on kind of what camp you land in. But if you're looking to explore and you've never heard of it, I think there's some really good venues out there. One of them is Nifty Gateway. They do a really incredible job, and Duncan over there, him and I are pretty close in terms of talking about development and how we can work together and collaborate in the future. And what they've done is they've created a venue to where artists are coming to their platform, traditional artists that maybe painted on canvas and people that are digital artists, and they help them in a very easy way to translate their art onto the blockchain and create and facilitate sales so they can sell to their inherent fan base. And their fan base or their followers aren't necessarily blockchain people. So what they did, which was brilliant in my opinion, is they partnered with Gemini, which I think Gemini actually purchased Nifty Gateway. And what they do is they accept credit card only, right? So there's no crypto involved at all. And your wallet is actually your profile. So as a new person coming in, it's just you're looking at a profile, which is your wallet. It allows you to sell, it allows you to transfer, but it's a very easy way to be able to come into the space, understand that there's a lot of incredible artists out there. And, I'm a huge proponent of what they're doing over there. And we're looking to replicate, something similar, especially on the Bitcoin Origin side, because it is prohibitive in terms of getting new people in, even family and friends, getting them in and saying, hey, come over here, buy the project and, support us in any way. And then they kind of get stuck because they're like, okay, well, what's Wax? What's a wallet? And then you have to kind of go through that explanation every time. So in subsequent releases, we're going to make sure to integrate other types of payment options, including that of credit card purchasing. So working with you guys over there at EOS Detroit and our internal team to be able to help facilitate that, because I think that's definitely half the battle.
That is the big, to me, the big barrier of entry is that right there. Yeah. So once that's tackled, you're going to really increase a lot of volume and interest in this whole situation. Man, that's great. I love what you guys are doing. And where should people find you if they're interested in actually buying? Kind of give us the rundown on that and how they should go about that. What type of wallet do they need? again, if I'm just a lay person and I'm watching this, how do I go about that?
Yeah, so the current release right now, if you wanted to participate, you would need a Wax Cloud wallet. So if you set up a Wax Cloud wallet, there's a few different ways that you can purchase Wax. I know that they have 2 options, just depending on where you're at and where you're situated in the world. I think they have MoonPay and Simplex. You can also purchase Wax, I believe, on Bittrex. From our community specifically, it seems like the easiest way everybody's acquired lately is through Changely. So if you have Ethereum, you can go to Changely and then basically kind of swap that out for Wax. It seems to be the easiest thing for a lot of folks. And then that's, once you have a wallet, you load it with some Wax, you're able to purchase the packs, or actually the blocks. You just go to the buy blocks section. And once again, this is a very limited release. There still are some blocks available. And once we fully mine or sell out of the 2 megabyte block, as you saw before, it actually unlocks the 4 megabyte block, which I think everybody's waiting for. There's only 21 of them. Comes from 3 guaranteed cards, and people are really chomping at the bit for that. So I'm really excited to see that release.
Yeah, I mean the prices are pretty high over on Atomic Assets in the secondary.
Yeah, this is not your traditional, digital card NFT.
No, it's not. I mean, this is some premium Louis Vuitton, Hermes version of NFTs, guys. So. Yeah. Check them out, man. Like I said, I was intrigued by the artwork, bro. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, I've seen in the game. So, guys, definitely check out my guy Jeremy Bourne over there at BTC Origins. And if you're looking for them on Atomic Assets as well, just remember it's Bitcoin Org, the letter N. It's not fully spelled out there. Yeah. I'll zoom in on that for you post edit. But yeah, man, this is great. Great work. Any last words?
No, just really excited. One thing to mention that most people don't know, and I think this is another kind of thing that differentiates us comparatively to other projects out there, is that there's a way to participate for free. Especially coming from the mobile gaming side and all the things that I've done in my past, we really wanted to have an element to where anybody could participate, and we didn't want to exclude anybody because they couldn't afford one of these blocks. So what we did is anybody who signs up goes to btcorigins.com and hits join me. You input your email address as well as your Wax ID, and we'll send you a Satoshi card. We do drops of these Satoshi cards every once in a while, and you can see some of those on Atomic Assets. And basically, that is the key to participate. This is the key that gives you clues. This is not just an NFT set where, you just hold a collectible in your wallet and you trade it, and then you're just sitting there thinking like, what else do I do with it, right? This is an experience to where we're helping unlock clues and secrets led by some anonymous characters in our Telegram channel. So if you're not on Telegram, go to t.me/Bitcoin Origins. You'll find out more about that. Ask the community. We have one of the most incredible communities in all the NFT space. They're really great. They're supportive, and they're on these quests to find different clues. And every time that they solve a clue, they basically unlock some unique value within the collection, including that of releases, drops, stickers, and also the next moment specifically. So they're currently on a quest. I think they're in Egypt right now looking for something specific, a red knight. So once again, nice. This is a gamified experience. You're playing a game as much as you are collecting cards. And once again, you can participate for free. And if down the road there's a moment which speaks to you, like maybe it's the creation of Mt. Gox, you're like, man, I have to get in on that moment. That is amazing. There's something about it that has a psychological tie. At that point, then you can get in and you can buy a block and you can participate when it makes sense for you. But in the meantime, you can participate in this community very much so, and they would appreciate it because you're going to help unlock value and get free stuff along the way.
Oh man, that's great. Again, guys, go check them out. Like I said, the artwork is incredible. Make sure you check out the site. Last thing, man, before I let you go. Yeah. Why Kanye West Power? That was a nice pick for the song request.
There's something about it, I don't know, man. It just pumps me up every time I hear that song, and it's just like, it's kind of like a walkout song, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of funny. It's like I've spoken to a lot of different conferences and whatnot, and every time that it was my turn to get up, I'd be sitting there with my team, and they just see something inside of me. As soon as I know I'm going on stage, I get pumped up. I start playing my power or something in my head, and it's like my UFC walkout song, man. So I'm like a UFC fighter. I'm going up there, and it's time to perform.
Oh man!
I use music, and I'm a past musician as well. I was nice. I don't know what you want to call it, screamer, singer. I was in like hard rock bands, and I did a hip hop thing. I opened for I think Coolio one time in 2004. And yeah, a lot of people don't know that about me. Is so I have this musical side of me that really inspires me, and it's kind of always playing in the background, especially as I'm, you know, ideating or trying to create new ideas or going up to speak.
Same here, man. That's why I incorporate music into my content
it.
on a daily basis, man. It's very key to me, you know. So, man, that's great. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Bourne from BTC Origins. Go check out their NFT packs, man. They are on fire. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And click that bell to receive more videos like this. I'm out of here. Holla!